Welcome to another episode of Duck's Electronic Repair Bench.
Afternoon, YouTube. Here with you on this Saturday afternoon to share with you, well, what I did yesterday. For one thing, excuse me, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've had a bit of a cold for the last week or so, it seems like. And it's mainly gone, but just I have occasional runny nose and congested throat or whatever. Anywho, I was going to work on that meter last night after I completed everything, cleaned up the bench, but I got an invite out of the blue to play cards at my daughter's house, and I very, very, very seldom turn that down. It's usually a good time. I enjoy that, being with family and stuff like that. So that's where we went, or I went. I had to come back back to town to pick up Lexi at 9, but it was a good time. I had a good card playing, and so that was why I didn't get that done. So I've got, believe it or not, they want to do it again tonight. They're going to do it at 6:30 tonight instead of, it was early afternoon yesterday. So I want to try to clean this bench up a little bit, and maybe even have time to put that resistor in, clean that contacts on that switch one more time, and the on-off switch and other things. So I'm going to try to do that. So I wanted to share with you what I picked up at Walmart yesterday when I got my new toothbrush. These are cotton swabs, obviously, Q-tips, whatever you want to call them. There's 500 in here, and these are the off-brand, Walmart brand, Equate, whatever you want to call them. These were $1.94. The Q-tip brand, similar to this, was almost $4. So got these for half price, basically. I don't see that much difference in them, and so at least I have plenty of these now to clean things with. So going to do that, and let me share also with you on the bench here, so hang in there. For anybody who wants to know what the inside of a electric toothbrush looks like, this would be it. Kind of tore it apart, see if I could get it working. I think, yeah, it works part of the time. If I play with it a little bit, I can get it to working, I think. So I did get it working, but you can see how crusty this thing is. This thing is, you know, just terribly crusty. This is the reason it didn't work was right here. This was all rusty and everything else, and this gear has to turn, and it wasn't turning, and that's why it basically didn't work. So as soon as you get it turning, it works fine. But I got a new one. I think it was I think it was time. So what I'm going to do is tear this all apart, and you can see this nice little circuit board it's got going on here. That's kind of neat. And of course, here's the charging for it. I've broke one of the wires off, but it's not a big deal. I'm going to take the little charging station. At least I'll use the transformer out of it, things like that. But I doubt that I'll ever use any of this. But like I say, I'll have a little motor and circuit board, and there's a battery in there also. Nickel metal hydride from what I saw on the outside of the thing. So I'll get this all apart, and I'll have that to play with. I'll put it in the junk drawer probably. But anyway, let me back up here. This is the state of my cardboard
aftermath, and I need to obviously need to clean that up. So that's what we're going to tackle next, and I'll bring you back when I have that all done. Stay tuned. Alright, back with you once more. What we have here is a fairly clean desk. Is this thing zoomed in? Yeah, how'd that happen? Alright. The main work area is clean enough to where I can do what I want to do. I wanted to casually mention we did a little bit of a update on the cardboard shelves, how well they've held up and what hasn't worked and what has worked. But I haven't ever really mentioned the desktop material that I used on this desk when I made it into a workbench. And that's these place and press tile, floor tile that I used. This thing has been, I mean, it's had all kinds of abuse. I mean, you can see the cut marks and everything else in the tile. But I have to say, this tile has held up very well and makes a great surface. Now, things like this, I'm not sure you can even see that, but that's glue. They generally come right off. You can see I just picked that off. They don't stick that much to it. So, like I said, it's see, come off too. Yep, that comes right off. But like I said, the glue solder just comes right off. I love it. It's a great surface. If you guys ever want a surface for your workbench that will hold up and that will add some degree of cushioning to the whatever you're working on. Now, you know, something that was highly scratchable, I guess is what I would say. I might put something down for that, but otherwise, this stuff is you know, you can put your fingernail into it. It's soft enough to where it works really nice, and I'm really impressed. I've impressed myself with my choice of doing this, and I'm glad I did, because it worked out really nice. So, anywho, I just wanted to bring you back for that little update, and then next thing I'm going to do is get into this meter, get that apart, and we'll see what we got then. Alright, while I'm waiting for the iron to heat up, I have the board unscrewed. There would be the one in question. There is the replacement, and I did measure that with my meter. And coincidentally, it measured exactly 90.6. So, it measured exactly what Robert's meter measured it. So, we're happy about that. So, as soon as that heats up, I'm going to take those two wires off again, and we will start working on it. Alright, we have the offending resistor out, and I have measured it on my meter. It measures 93K even, so it has changed in value. I would say that's not a lot, but it's enough to, I think that gets it out of tolerance, I'm pretty sure. From 90 to 93, that's quite a ways. So anyway, that's the old one. Let's put the new one. Let's show you the circuit board first. There's what it looks like. I think I'm going to clean that up a little bit around that hole and see if there's any. I don't think there's any problem with it. It's just the residue there from the heat, I guess. So obviously that did get warm, I guess. So we can get that fixed up and get that back together and get everything. Well, we're going to clean that switch. I got to clean these two switches. Not sure how to get in there to clean those switches, to tell you the truth. I can put cleaner in there, easy enough, you know, through these holes here. But other than just turning it off and turning it on, that's really the only thing I can do to clean it. So I guess that's where we'll have to go from there. Anywho, that's update. Let me bring you back when I have this all cleaned up and put the new resistor in. So I'm back with you once more. I have cleaned it once more. I do have the new resistor in. It does measure exactly what it's supposed to, 90.6, and I cleaned this up a second time. I did get quite a bit more off on the Q-tip, so there was some remaining dirt there. I did use the deoxit this time instead of the alcohol. So I'm going to spray those two controls there. Also found this switch here, which I hadn't really noticed before, but there is a switch right there. So I've cleaned that too. So anywho, that should be that. Hopefully. Like I say, I'll put this back together. I'm going to let that dry out. You can still see there's some residue there up in the corner. I like to get that dried out as much as possible. Before I put it back together. So that's that. If that doesn't fix this, then I have to say there's another problem somewhere else, but it should fix it, I would think. I think this should take care of it more than adequately. So that's about it for now. I'll bring you back once I have it done and just check it out again. Alright, I forgot to press record, so we didn't get all that there. You can see on the meter on the AC on the Variac, I have 27 volts out. On the AC meter on this, I have nothing showing. I'm not getting any AC voltage readings at all. So obviously we have another problem. Don't know exactly what it is yet, but definitely a problem. So I'm going to try the DC just in case, you know, it was just the AC. Let me try that. Let me turn this down. Alright, now let's see what we got. Let's put this meter on DC. Let's go 30 volt range. And get our zero. Yeah, now our zero is working now. It didn't work before. So let's get that where it's got to be. Alright, we're on 30 volt range. Let's turn this on. I shouldn't get anything yet until I turn this on. There we go. Now let's see what we got. Yeah, not getting any DC either. Okay, we have 30 volt or 16.7 volts showing on the DC. I have nothing showing on the meter. Am I in the right positions? COM, volt, yeah, I am right. I'm in the plus, everything's right. This thing doesn't work. I thought it worked before. We had readings on it. I know we did. Let me try to make sure I can get... Oh, there we go. I just make a bad connection. Okay, there we go. Now we got it. Okay, I'm 16 volts, 30 volt scale, DC. That's 16. Yep, that's where I'm supposed to be. Oh, I'm just not making a good connection here. That's the problem. There we go. Now I've got a good connection. Alright. So I'm at 16.7. I'm pretty darn close right there. Really close. Let me turn it up and down a little bit, make sure it's working there. Yep, it's going down. Turn it all the way down, let it run down. See what happens. 12.5, 12, 11.5, 11. Yep, it's working. Alright, that's good. Now, see, the only other thing I can think of, I didn't have the meter or the thing hooked up on the AC. Let me try that. Let me turn this off. Maybe I wasn't making a good connection on that before. Alright. Let's go back to AC. But see, I couldn't get the zero to work on AC either. Let's see if it'll work now. Yep, works now. Get them both in range here. Go up a little bit. Oh, there we go. I must not be making good connection. That's scary. Alright, I got 8 volts there. So according to that, 5, 6, 7, I'm registered around 7 volts on the AC scale of that. Let's take it up a little bit. There's about 15.7. Not quite up to 15. So that's off a little bit there. Let's see what we can get up on the higher scale. See if we can get right at 30. Yeah, that's 30. So you can see it's reading 27, around 27. So let me double check, make sure our meter is zeroed. I'm pretty sure it was though. It's down a little bit. Not enough to make that much difference, so I'm still about 27, 28, something like that. Yeah, 28 is where I'm at. So it's a little off on the AC. Now, I have not calibrated this, so that might account for some of it. With all the work I've done to it, it does need to be calibrated. So that will be our next step on this meter. It seems to be working very well otherwise, if I can remember to clip the leads in correctly. So AC and DC is reading fairly close, but like I say, it hasn't been calibrated yet, so I'm happy with that. It seems to be much better stable and stuff like that, so I guess that last cleaning helped a lot, and the new resistor didn't hurt anything. So that's going to do it for this time. Let me get back to the other camera and we'll close this out.
Now you've seen the results of the meter resistor change and recleaning. Seems to be working very well. I'm happy with it. The calibration procedure is pretty straightforward. Basically, you do AC and DC on the 100 volt scale, I do believe. I won't be able to get 100 volts DC, but I will AC. And I'm going to use my flute meter to calibrate it with, against, I should say. That's close enough. Calibration standards are, they're kind of subjective anyway, but like I say, for me, for what I'm using it for, it's perfect. I'm going to use it to align radios, and it will need to read small AC voltages, and it pretty well does that. So that's going to be working out really well, I think, for what I want it for. So I'm happy with it, and that's about going to do it. It's 3:37 in the afternoon. I got to go get Lexi at 5, and we got to eat and then go out to play cards. Should be a fun evening. If I can remember, I'll bring the camera, but I always forget it when I go out there. I don't know why, it's due. But a lot of fun is happening out there. So, like I say, I'm happy with the meter. It's a nice little meter. I think the switch is clean. I think it's a nice meter. I think I said that. So, I'm gonna get off here, wrap this up. Maybe try to. I don't know if I'll get this rendered and everything today. I don't know if I'll do it or not. I may do it tomorrow. No big hurry. So I just want to make sure you've seen it. I got that done. So anywho, I'm going to get off here, and if I come back for that, I'll let you know, I guess. But if not, we'll see you later. So you guys have a great day. Another beautiful, beautiful day out here in Seymour. I think it's in the 80s. Not bad humidity. When I took Lexi to work at noon, it wasn't bad at all. So you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. We will see ya.